Why no one ever thought to make an actual choose-your-own-adventure book regarding this subject is a crime itself. What a perfect idea for this style of writing, and this one is made for adults as a parody, and as a parody, it works exceedingly well. It checks off all sorts of major choose-your-own-adventure tropes, and it brings laughs along the way. You are a kid detective with an incompetent police officer father. Echoes of Inspector Gadget there, I suppose. And when President Kennedy is killed, you spring into action to solve the crime. However, in a lose-your-own-adventure book, there are many endings, but none of them lead to a solved mystery. You always lose. And that may even include the ability to ever have kids. The book is spot on with a choose-your-own-adventure parody, from the cover art, the amusingly deflated balloon logo, and writing style complete with takes on characters from the original series. The book begins with a flashback to an earlier incident where you and your friend Billy Thompson are hanging out near Packard Mansion when he gets shot in the ass with a pellet gun.
My rear!
Your incompetent chief of police dad couldn't solve the case, or any case for that matter, so you jump on it. And you solve the case so quickly that fame ensues. Why, you're on the front page of the school newspaper. And when you hear of the president's assassination, you rush to the Dallas police station and you're informed by the police that your services are needed. Because, you see, your dad is in way over his head on this one. It's gonna take the kid that solved the pellet shot to the ass case to figure out this monumental crime. This is a wonderfully created parody of Edward Packard writing, and the artwork is done up in classic Granger style. The illustrations, by the way, are credited to Paul Stranger. In one of the branches, you meet Dr. Vera Navalzi, a take on the recurring choose-your-own-adventure character Dr. Nira Vivaldi. There is a secret group called the Altair Society, which also includes a spoof of the character from Your Codename is Jonah. If you ever read any choose-your-own-adventure books as a kid, then all of this will be amusingly familiar. One storyline has you joining up with the secretive Altair Society to discover what happened to Kennedy. They believe there's a conspiracy, and Navalzi tells you there were people sighting in rifles just day before in Dealey Plaza. This story flows into 3 different subplots. There's one, aliens. This branch has you investigating Area 51 and the Roswell incident for any connections to the Kennedy assassination, which can lead you into a situation regarding the moon landing and an amusing reference to the TV show Lost, or the mafia being behind the assassination. This branch has you looking into a mafia connection with Kennedy's election and a Dallas police officer named Sergeant Finucci. Turns out the FBI won't do anything to the mafia, you see, because they have pics of J. Edgar Hoover taking another man up the old Colorado backcountry. The Altair Society sends you after a scary man named David Ferry, whose library card was found in Oswald's wallet. You get the opportunity to either spy on Ferry or go in disguise as Super Mario, complete with an awful Italian accent. Or the third branch, the CIA and Alan Dulles being responsible. Looking into this branch of the investigation, you might find that you're being smeared as a homosexual or losing credibility as a member of your group goes full tilt David Icke and exclaims the world is run by reptilians in disguise. Or you can follow the B storyline, working with your rival Jenny Mudd. And this story branches into 1. The Zapruder film. You watch the screening of the film with Dan Rather and have an option to let him report on it to the public or try and report what you saw in the film to everyone yourself. 2. The Parkland Hospital. You travel to the hospital where Kennedy was taken only to find that the car is being completely cleaned and you notice a bullet hole in the windshield. Being as that you're not allowed into the room with the president's body, you go to leave and stumble upon a bullet from a stretcher. A bullet in pristine condition. Was it planted here to be found? You and Jenny are called out to talk with Arlen Specter of the Warren Commission. And Jenny warns you Arlen is a Freemason and that maybe they killed Kennedy, since Arlen says that this pristine bullet is the one that killed Kennedy and also hit Governor Conley. You find Specter in his office with a rifle and a weird illustration showing a rather unlikely bullet trajectory. At this point, you make choices that lead you into the Vietnam War and a cowardly ending, or a story branch with some very hilarious Freemason hand-wiggling magic. Option 3, the Book Depository. You and Jenny check out the book depot and find strange evidence regarding the rifle and shell casings that doesn't add up. You may also learn that Oswald met with the FBI a week prior to the killing, and you may even learn of a strange film of Oswald and the CIA at Lake Pontchartrain. And the C story, you're not working with Jenny or the Altair Society. You can question Oswald yourself and find out that the FBI was in repeated contact with his wife weeks prior to the killing, and that Oswald had left a note with the FBI as well. You might even wind up covering up evidence for the FBI in hopes of getting a job job with them. And there's even a section dealing with a police lineup that Oswald was a part of. This is only some of what you will find in Who Killed John F. Kennedy. It is longer than a Choose Your Own Adventure book, and it follows all kinds of believable and far-out ideas regarding the Kennedy assassination, and includes a section in the back of the book with more information about the curious evidence and the strange theories. This book brings it all. You get mentions of reptilians, aliens from Zeta Reticuli, William Cooper's bizarre claim that Kennedy's driver pulled the trigger, the Majestic 12 documents, NASA and the moon landing being faked in a hangar, mobsters and unfortunately misplaced library cards, rectal lockpicks, don't ask, the Mauser rifle, various strange bullet evidence, Dan Rather, and some Freemason trickery among some other oddities, which is why it is the perfect book for anyone that's as curious as a cat in a kosher deli on Christmas Eve. And it manages to do it all while conveying actual bits of history. As far as funny endings go, it's nearly all of them. Hell, there are 3 possible choices that tell you to go to the same page, resulting in your balls getting crushed. And another amusing nod to the book Inside UFO 5440. And there's another ending that has everyone being rounded up into FEMA camps as you despair the loss of all the toilet paper in your nursing home. You might even be brainwashed into becoming a killer yourself, or maybe wind up sleeping with the fishes. This is a brilliant Choose Your Own Adventure parody, down to every last tiny detail. The quality of this book is evident immediately, from the nice glossy cover with classic Choose Your Own Adventure art style down to the high quality paper the story itself is printed on. Nothing about this book feels cheap. I read that it cost the author $30,000 to write, which must be why there are no other Lose Your Own Adventure books that have been written since, which is a shame because this book is a must-have for any Choose Your Own Adventure fan. A second book was planned, The Glass Ceiling, but I assume the money needed to pull it off just wasn't there. Other book titles were planned as well, my favorite being You Are a Dumbass. While it really sucks that there is only one book in this series, it's also sort of fitting since it's a parody. I mean, if more of these are written, it might cease to be a parody and instead just become another interactive game book series. In this book, the joke works brilliantly, but if it were a continuing series, well, how many times can you basically tell the same joke? Perhaps it's best we only got one Lose Your Own Adventure book, because it's perfect just the way it is. Not only is it top-notch satire, it's a damn good Choose Your Own Adventure type of book in its own right, and should definitely be ranked alongside the classics of the actual Choose Your Own Adventure series. So, until next time.